Ever pulled into that quick lube spot on a busy Saturday? You see that big, friendly sign for a basic oil change, maybe 40 or 50 bucks, and you think, perfect, in and out. You grab a lukewarm coffee, scroll your phone for 20 minutes, and then the service writer calls your name. But the number they show you on the tablet isn't 40, it's 150, it's 210, it's $230. And that sinking feeling hits hard. It's not even anger at first, is it? It's that quiet embarrassment. You start wondering, did I miss something? Or, is this just what it costs to keep a car alive now? You pay it, because what else are you going to do in that moment? And you drive away feeling a little foolish, a little powerless, trying to replay the whole interaction in your head like, wait, how did we get there? Here's the truth. It's not an accident. It's a playbook. A carefully engineered psychological funnel designed to turn that small advertised price into a bill 3 or 4 times the size. And the cost isn't really about the oil or the filter. It's a sequence of 3 specific add-ons, stacked on top of each other, each one designed to feel essential and urgent in the heat of the moment. They count on your confusion. They count on you wanting to be a responsible car owner. And listen, this isn't about them cheating you with fake parts. Most of what they sell is real. The trick is the timing, the pressure, and the way it's framed. Real services you probably don't need, at least not yet. It works not because you're naive, but because the psychology is stacked against you. But once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And once you know the script, you'll never get blindsided again. I'm Ben, and I dig into the psychology of money, how everyday traps like this use our own human nature against us. And look, I'm not here to bash mechanics. A lot of them are honest, hardworking people. This is about a business model, one that high-volume service centers often lean on because the profit margins on a basic oil change are razor thin. This is about beating the pressure, calmly and confidently. Stick around, and you'll learn 3 simple questions that basically take apart their entire process and put you back in the driver's seat, literally. Picture this. You're standing by your car, hoods up. The technician, friendly professional, pulls out your engine air filter. He holds it up and goes, "Hey, just wanted to show you. Your engine air filter is filthy. See all that?" Then he gives it a tap, and a little cloud of dirt and dead bugs poofs onto the ground. And yeah, it's gross. And he's not done. A few minutes later, he's back with another grimy paper rectangle. Your cabin air filter is clogged too. This is the air you and your family are breathing. Pause. See what just happened? That visual triggers a really strong psychological response. Disgust. Your brain is basically yelling, "Fix it now!" And the second filter, the one that's tied to your lungs, your kids, your family, adds this personal health anxiety layer on top. It feels irresponsible to say no. Who wants their engine to choke? Who wants their kids breathing dust and pollen and whatever else is in there? And that's why this works so well. You nod. You agree to both. And just like that, your $40 bill takes a huge leap. An engine air filter can add 20 to 50. A cabin air filter can tack on another 40 to 130 depending on your car. Suddenly you're staring at a bill in the 100 to 220 range before they've even finished the oil change. But here's the part most people don't realize. These filters are almost never an emergency. They are literally designed to get dirty over time. Your car's manufacturer has a replacement schedule, often somewhere around 15,000 to 30,000 miles, written in your owner's manual. Unless you just drove through a sandstorm, that filter probably has months, maybe even years of life left. This upsell works because it's an information gap plus a dose of authority bias. They've got the uniform, they've got the gross part in their hand, and you've got that vague feeling that you should do the right thing. So here's the simple question that changes the game. When they show you that dirty filter, you calmly ask, "What's the manufacturer's recommended replacement interval for that filter?" That question does 2 brilliant things. First, it signals you're not a rookie. Second, it drags the conversation out of emotion, "Ew, dirt," and into something factual. And if they don't have a clear answer, or you know you're not near that mileage, you use this polite, firm line. "Thanks for showing me. Could you just make a note of it on the receipt? I'll check on it." That's your escape hatch. No confrontation, no awkward energy. You acknowledge their point, and you keep control. And you just saved yourself anywhere from 60 to 180. Now the second add-on is sneakier because there's nothing to see. No dusty filter, no gross visual. The technician wipes down the oil cap, walks over with a concerned look, and says something like, "Hey, just a heads up. A car with this mileage could really use a fuel system cleaning. It gets rid of carbon buildup, improves your MPG, and helps prevent future engine problems. It's just good preventative maintenance." And you hesitate, because preventative sounds smart. Future engine problems sounds terrifying. Improved MPG sounds like it pays for itself. They might call it fuel injector cleaning, intake cleaning, throttle body service, some variation of an engine performance treatment. And it usually lands somewhere around 60 to 130. Let's be clear, these are real services. Carbon buildup can eventually cause issues. But for most modern cars that are running fine, an aggressive, preventative fuel system flush is often completely unnecessary. A lot of quality gasoline already has detergents that keep your system reasonably clean. Unless your car is actually showing symptoms, rough idle, hesitation when you accelerate, a check engine light, this is almost always a high-profit upsell in disguise. And psychologically, notice what they're doing. They aren't saying, "Buy this extra thing." They're implying, "Don't be the person who ignores this and gets hit with a massive repair later." Your brain is wired to avoid risk. Loss aversion. That's the lever. So when they pitch the invisible preventative fix, you pivot from fear to facts with one question. What specific symptom is this service supposed to fix? If your car isn't showing symptoms, they'll usually land on something vague like, "It's preventative." And that's your cue to calmly say, "I appreciate the recommendation. I'll hold off for now, but if you don't mind, just note it on the work order." Again, polite, respectful, firm. You're not accusing anybody. You're just declining an optional service. A good shop will respect that. A shop that pushes back hard? That's a pretty loud signal you should pay attention to. If learning how to shut down these pressure tactics feels good, do me a favor and hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this info is valuable and helps other people avoid the same traps. And I genuinely want to know, what's the wildest upsell you've ever been pitched? Drop it in the comments. I read those, and honestly, people's stories are insane. Now, the third step is the one that often kicks off the whole cascade, the oil itself. Right at the counter, they ask, "Conventional, synthetic blend, or full synthetic today?" Then comes the gentle nudge. "You know, for an engine like yours, you really should be using full synthetic. It protects the engine way better and helps it last longer." And here's the tricky part. Sometimes that's true. Some engines do require synthetic. Turbocharged, high performance, certain newer models, yeah. But a lot of standard cars are perfectly happy with conventional, exactly like the owner's manual says. And the upsell from conventional to full synthetic can easily add $30 to $50. So your $40 special becomes a $70 or $90 starting point without you even realizing what just happened. But here's where the avalanche begins. The moment you agree to a premium option, you've psychologically opened the door for a flurry of small, official-sounding fees. Suddenly the bill has a shop supplies or environmental fee for $5 to $10, a specialty oil filter charge for another $5 to $10, and little top-offs that sounded free are now itemized. None of these are outrageous on their own. That's the whole point. They stack up fast. This is anchoring. They anchored you to premium customer mode, someone choosing the best for their car. And once you accept that identity, you're way less likely to question the little add-ons that come with it. So the final script you need is the one you use at the beginning. This is the power move. When you hand them the keys, you say clearly, "Hi, I'm just here for the standard advertised oil change with conventional 5W30, please. That's all I'll need today." You just anchored the interaction on your terms. You defined the scope. And if they still push synthetic, you keep it simple. "My owner's manual says conventional is fine, so I'll stick with that today, thanks." And if at any point, any upsell, the pressure starts to feel like too much, use the universal escape hatch. "I'm only budgeted for the oil change today. If you recommend anything else, please just write it on the final receipt and I'll look at it later." Practice saying it once, out loud. It's polite, it's firm, and it deflates their main weapon, which is urgency. So let's trace it back. A $40 advertised oil change becomes a $200+ bill through a three-step dance. First, the filter trick, using disgust and health anxiety to sell you filters you don't need yet, adding 60 to 180. Second, the invisible flush, using fear to sell a preventative service, adding another 60 to 130. Third, the synthetic upgrade, anchoring you into premium mode, then triggering an avalanche of fees, adding another 40 to 60 or more. They do this because the basic oil change is a low profit loss leader. The real money is in the add-ons. And you're not crazy for falling for it. Our brains are wired to react to disgust, avoid risk, and trust people in uniform. This process is built to exploit those instincts. But now, you're armed. And your new mantra is simple: calm kills urgency. Before you go, crack open your owner's manual, or just look it up, and find your recommended oil type and filter change intervals. Write it down. Then at the shop, slow down the conversation and use your scripts. What's the manufacturer's recommended interval? What symptom is this service fixing? Thanks, please just make a note of it on the receipt for later. The next time you're in that waiting room, you won't be the confused person wondering how the bill got so high. You'll be the one calmly sipping your coffee, knowing you're driving out of there paying exactly what you planned. You're in control, and you're about to save yourself hundreds of dollars a year.